Get a £5 free bet every week with Offer Club from William Hill. Simply stake a total of £20 or more across the week on pre-match football accumulators with 4 or more selections, and you'll get a £5 free bet on the Friday. Join William Hill Offer Club on mobile or online now.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for Rifle Team in association with Macclesfield Marbella. We're in London today.
We are.
Skills matter.
Yeah.
Just explain what you've just done here today.
Well, you got us the gig, Coog. Makes a change.
Skills do matter, like.
Skills matter.
Skills matter.
This is.
I'll tell you what, we'll get Stephen just to explain what these guys have, why they've done it today. How you doing, Stephen?
So tonight we've had a fantastic evening down here tonight in London at Code No for Skills Matter. I'm Stephen Alf, I work for KUGAN, we're a talent management company. I was asked to bring 2 amazing people together to talk about teamwork, leadership, motivation.
They couldn't make it.
So he brought KUGAN and James.
You know.
Easy.
And how are the skills that these guys use in their day-to-day business transferable into the world of business? And they've definitely delivered that message fantastically tonight. Thank you, Eddie.
No worries.
Amazing.
Thank you for the invite.
And thank you,
Stephen.
WBC
Absolute pleasure.
champion of the world,
Thank you.
Tony BELLEW. Amazing. Excellent. IFL TV.
Thank you very much,
Got a
Stephen.
job for life
Yeah.
there.
I know, absolutely. So, have you watched back A, your performance from the weekend, and B, the euphoria that led into you having a breakdown after?
I wouldn't say breakdown, KUGAN, pipe down with that kind of talk, son. The performance, yes, I have watched it back. A little bit reckless. Not my best performance, but probably one of the more exciting ones is the best way to put it out there. I wanted to go out there and shut down the mouthpiece that was BJ Flores. I've done that, and I wanted to do it in a fashion that nobody else had ever come close to doing before, and I've done that too. I didn't plan what happened in the post-fight analysis.
He didn't plan, because if he did, he wouldn't have called him SpongeBob SquarePants. He would have called him Sideshow Bob. That's what he meant.
Which was
Very
what
close.
was going through my head.
Can you just explain, when people go, oh, that was so fake and staged, can you just explain how you can't get someone like him, to do
you
that?
can see the people around him actually going, like, if it was staged, everyone would be going, but here we go. But it's like, Dave Cole was like, Tony, and he's like going like this to Dave, fuck off. Sorry, I'm trying not to swear on these interviews. And Dave's like, oh. But he's not wired up properly, is he?
Yeah, no. Something just happens, and I got carried away. I shouldn't be acting in that kind of manner, to say the first and foremost, but I was provoked. He was standing there.
Oh.
He was saying things to me.
What did he say to you?
He
He
was
said nothing
trying
to you.
to antagonise me, KUGAN. Antagonise me. He was trying to provoke me.
You do want to apologise to Maurizio Suleiman, don't you?
Well, I do. I apologise on behalf of being the WBC champion. WBC champion should not act in this kind of manner. But, like I say, I was provoked. And if you push the buttons, the Hulk will pop. And sometimes it just... I had an awful lot of emotion pent up in me. And I expected, if in all honesty, to be brutally honest, I expected BJ to go longer. I thought BJ was going to go into rounds about
complete barroom
7
brew,
or 8. Well, I just wanted to trade with him.
Yeah.
What I've done is I give him the first round. I wanted to feel what he had, and he hit me clean with the right hand, and I thought, okie doke, if I take 2 or 3 of them on the bounce, there's a chance I could hit the floor here, but one of them at a time isn't going to do me. So I thought, let's trade up and see what you've got. Traded up, and before I knew it, I just bounced him off the floor 4 times in the space of about 3.5 minutes.
So, just to clarify, you were provoked during the fight where you ran over to his corner.
KUGAN, no. Let's stop saying that. Let's just clarify. You seen him at the corner of the ring. And
He was working for Sky.
He wasn't. He was working off Sky at BJ's corner of the ring with Carl and with Johnny. He took himself over to the neutral corner where I was walking to, upon knocking BJ down, upon bouncing BJ off the canvas, and he was making it known to be looking, saying words to me.
Is this SpongeBob? Or
No, this is Sideshow Bob who was doing that. So, it is what it is at the end of the day, but... Like I say, I'm not proud of it. It won't happen again, that's what I will say. It won't happen again.
What, until your next press conference? Or?
No, listen, I'm trying to deal with these confrontational ways of mine, and I'm trying to be a little bit calmer, but, you know...
It's definitely working.
I'm trying.
It's definitely on the right path.
I'm trying.
How realistic is HAYE BELLEW for next year?
Very realistic. I mean, David's in this whole WBA madness
Mate,
at the
he's
moment.
in the who
like-
needs me club.
Yeah.
He's too bleeding dangerous for any heavyweight. These heavyweights don't want to fight him. I'll fight the bitch from Bermondsey all day. Simple as
Is this
that.
part of your new calming down thing?
I was going good for a couple of minutes then.
Oh, for about 20 seconds.
Okay.
No, so getting back to your question, very, very likely. It is, and I don't mean to be condescending when I say David Haye loves a pound note, because Tony Bellew loves a pound note, but David Haye does really like these big paydays. You know what David Haye likes as well? He loves all this. He loves it. He loves the aggro. He loves the build-up and all that kind of stuff. So we've had some conversations. Spoke with his lawyer today. I think you'll see that fight. I do. Very early next year. I think you'll see it.
What, despite what happens with Haye with his fight in December?
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
Yeah.
look, the whole WBA thing's a total mess at the moment. So we'll see how that kicks around and filters out. But ultimately, he can't ignore and he won't ignore the payday that is involved with this fight. And it's not just the payday; it's everything that goes with it. He loves that kind of shit, and so does he. They're made for it.
I don't know if I like it. I mean, I have
No,
to
you
take
do.
part
Be
in it.
quiet.
I'll
Come
be
on.
honest, mate.
Come on,
It
sideshow.
winds me
Pipe
up.
down.
Sideshow.
SpongeBob.
So, I'll be honest, mate. It does my head in, but
You love it. You love it.
you do it, mate. You get it done. You understand why I got into this sport. I've achieved the goal. I've achieved the dream. I've done it. Been there, done it. Got the T-shirt. British, Commonwealth, European, World Champion. I've got the whole lot. There's only one objective left, and that is to secure them 3 kids in the house. And I don't care whoever I have to go through to do it, I'll do it, including Sideshow Bob.
I spoke to you this morning about Joshua-Klitschko. It didn't sound too good, if I'm being honest, and a few hours have passed since then. So, is there an update on that?
Yeah, the update is I think he might be looking for an easier fight for the WBA title. I mean, Klitschko's in a position where I don't think he really needs the money. The biggest fight out there for him financially right now is Anthony Joshua. But what difference does 5 million quid make in the difference between him fighting Joshua or Lucas Brown or Ustinov? And the answer is not a lot. I think we spent nearly 3 weeks negotiating that contract to a stage where everything was done, everything was overcome. The US broadcaster problem and the conflict was overcome, the venue change that was needed to done, and
The hotels.
yeah, but now, you know, we've gone back to them and says, look, we're happy, same deal, just the IBF belt, but they want to fight for the WBA world title. So do they want to fight for the WBA world title because there's an easier option? Luis Ortiz is number 1 if they want to fight him instead. Or do they genuinely want to fight for the WBA title because it's a title that's very important to him? That could be the case as well.
So it's not a case of Klitschko wanting to fight for 2 belts specifically?
He wants to fight for the WBA belt, but I don't. Is that because he can get an easier fight for that belt? We've both requested sanctioning for the fight, so
And where are you with that?
we're waiting on the WBA.
And they're going to get back to you?
Yeah, I spoke to Gilberto Mendoza. I said we need an answer. He said the committee are like this, which doesn't sound good to me. I don't want to be like this. It's the biggest fight in heavyweight boxing in the last 10 years. So let's just be smart. Tell me what's more credible: Klitschko against Ustinov, or Klitschko against Brown, or Klitschko against Anthony Joshua for 2 belts. Come on, let's be smart here. So, but we're willing to do it for 1 belt, for 2 belts. Doesn't matter. The deal can be exactly the same, but we need to move. And it's every day people, you know, and there's loads of people in this mix: Luis Ortiz, Vladimir Klitschko, Anthony Joshua, Ustinov, David Haye, Manuel Charr, Shannon Briggs, not yet. But they're all in this WBA mess. So something's got to be blown up and to sort it all out. And the best way to do that, let Klitschko and Joshua fight for the super title. Mr. Mendoza, if you're watching, for the good of boxing, make this fight. It's the most credible fight in boxing to make right now.
Is your plan B in place?
Not particularly. It was actually, I'll tell a lie. This was all absolutely fine until yesterday someone told me that Klitschko was negotiating with 2 other people. And then I had to get on the phone and say, look, be honest, I'm being honest with you. All our eggs are in this basket. This is the only fight we want to make. Now that's had to change in the last 24 hours. We had to get off the phone and get on the phone, and I was up all night last night. I couldn't sleep a wink, because that's what happens in this horrible game of boxing. When you find out someone's gone behind your back, you've got to deal with it, you've got to adapt, and you've got to deliver. So that's what I've been doing all last night, all today, and now we'll make the adjustments. We're waiting for the WBA. Maybe I'm just being paranoid. Maybe they'll turn around tonight and say, all done, Klitschko, Joshua, sanction, bang. The deal's ready to go. But when you smell a rat, not just in boxing, in life, 9 times out of 10, your gut tells you something ain't right here.
Yep.
And that's where we're at.
You know what, that's refreshing and honest, mate, for someone to... I don't think you'd have got anybody in the situation that he's in at the moment that would have been that honest. Well, I'll say it right now, you wouldn't have. Because promoters don't do it. They don't come out and talk and just tell you straight up, that's what is going on right now. And Kugan, you know that fair, without a shadow of a doubt. You wouldn't have got that. At this stage, you'd probably got someone either pulling a show, making an excuse, someone's got an injury, someone's sick, he's telling you, no one's sick, no one's got an injury, it's purely down to the sanction of a fight and that someone wants an extra
I said to you today, I went, you know, he could just fight Lucas Brown or Ustinov for a belt in Germany. But you said to me, well, you know,
I did
can't
say,
really blame him.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I did. I said to him when he said he can fight someone else easy instead of Joshua for the WWE title. I said, well, I'll be honest, you can't really blame him. I mean, Joshua, I've said it on record a couple of times. Kid looks like the second coming of Mike Tyson with the way he throws punches and how explosive and dangerous he is. So you can't blame him. But at the same time, what would annoy me is for them to get his hands on a belt against the lesser opponent and then start the old claim of, oh well, I'm the main man in the division, I'm a world champion, and then you bow to my rights and you bow to my ball and you come and play with my ball in my ballpark, and that can't happen because it's bad for boxing. What he's done over the last decade hasn't been good for the heavyweight division. When have you ever known the heavyweight division to not be cared about in America? And that's the situation it's been in the last decade. No one's cared about the heavyweight division.
Well, everyone's buzzing about Klitschko Joshua.
They are now.
There you got a chance.
They
Yeah,
are
but
now,
I know.
because this
But there
new
you got a
kid's come on the
chance there
block.
to make a fight.
Yeah.
That, listen, it makes absolute fortunes, and it's a great fight.
Oh, it's a top
Great fight. That's the frustrating
It's the old
thing.
lion against
you
the
work.
new
You
one.
work for 2 or 3 weeks, just literally up all night, getting it over the line, and then like yesterday when you hear that, oh no, he's negotiating with 2 other people.
That's ridiculous.
It's almost like you just found out your missus has done the dirty on you.
But at the end of the day,
Twice.
Never found that out.
Twice.
You're gonna
With 2 geezers.
You're gonna. Like I said, you've got. If it must give you and Josh great confidence in knowing that he's looking for another way out.
That's what his training team said. We knew this would happen. We knew he wouldn't fancy it. That's what, but I felt like he would because everything's been so smooth. And listen, maybe, and there is still a good chance that Gilberto Mendoza will come back and go, great news, biggest fight in the last heavyweight years in 10 years, done. And boom, December 10, we're done.
So what days he told you he's going to let you know either way?
I would say it was imminent. I mean, it could be now, could be tonight, could be tomorrow. But we have to now.
No.
See, over the last week, I haven't been looking at other fights. Now I've got to.
Clever man once told me, if it's too good to be true, it usually is. And if that's
Who told you that, SpongeBob?
If it's all gone as smooth as you've said it has, then
no,
if
but
it's
some people you work with that do. Tom Loeffler's a great example. When we did the Golovkin fight, it's so refreshing to deal with some people straight up, tell you the truth. He says if there's a problem, listen, just want to let you know, blah 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 blah. But anyway, listen, it's boxing, nothing changes. You've got to get everything you can for your boys.
Finally, just a predicament. I know in your head somewhere you've mapped out Joshua HAYE for next year. What happens? Hold on a minute, because he has in his head somewhere. Hold on. What happens?
Yeah.
Don't you cast me aside, punk.
Hang on a minute.
Wow, there'll be another massacre on here, mate. I don't care what kind of
Hold
This
on.
is all part of his therapy.
Hold on.
Listen to me, son.
Hold on,
Listen to-
SpongeBob.
no,
Listen.
no.
Yeah.
Have you
I'll
thought
tell
about that? Have you thought about that fight in your head? Right. What if he beats him?
Then he fights a winner.
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
That's what I was getting at, because he's thought about that fight.
Joshua.
Mate, when I knock Sideshow Bob out, the heavyweight division has a real hero on its hands then. For that amount of time it's going to happen, but nah, listen, I'm
He's not really looking at the heavyweight division.
yeah, I'm
he's
not.
looking at David Haye.
I'm looking at Sideshow Bob, and Joshua's a bit big for me and stuff like that. But listen, never say never. That's what I will say. Never say never. I fear no man. I only fear Ed in the house. I don't fear no man.
All right. Tony Bellew, Eddie Hearn, thanks for talking to IFL
Look smart, don't
TV.
we?
Always at the party, you two.
I don't know about always, but I mean, he's smart. I look smart. Don't quite happy with how I've turned up.
Pretty Ricky Conlon.
I know.
Signature bespoke to you, good, you know. I mean, name and everything in the jacket. I'm doing okay.
You're doing okay. Fat kid's doing okay.
I'm doing okay, just like Rach says. I'm doing okay.
Speaking of fat kids.
Turn it off, Cougs, anyway. Look at this, the champ.
Look, there's a
The
champ.
champ.
Simple as that.
There's a
The
champ.
champ. This is the champ.
Look at Reggie Kane is there,
Kevin and Kevin
just a-
Perry.
And what about the Warrior Cup?
Did you film it?
Yes, you filmed it.
Absolutely fantastic. I was crying, absolutely crying in my seat.
Oh no.
This is the Eubank code.
No, not the Eubank code.
This is the Eubank, the Warrior code.
The Warriors code.
All right, thank you very much.
This is...
The spirit. The fighting spirit.
Seen it?
I'm not doing the Jimmy Mack one because I don't think it's gone down very well.
Jimmy Mack.
Really?
I like Jimmy Mack. Jimmy's funny. No one does it better than Winkle.
No, but it was that's Richard Schaefer.
Did
No,
you
no,
avoid
the,
James?
no, the one, no, because he always.
Did you
No, guess how many burpees he done? I don't know, Jim. How many burpees? I don't know how many burpees one can do. 70? Oh, obviously not more than 70. I don't know, like 100, 160. Well, not that many.
All right, thank you very much.
That's right.
Oh, by the way,
you need a show. What?
Jimmy Mack's son has got the best Carl Froch impression.
He's a lovely kid, then.
Oh,
I
I
like
know,
him.
but honestly, you've got to get
We'll
him
get
on.
him. We'll get him. Can you do any impressions before we go?
It's
Me
not
dance
Wembley
it.
the way he does it. It doesn't sound anything like him, but this is how he does it. He goes, it's not Wembley, but Nottingham Arena is intense and very on top.
I don't know who that was. That's
I
not
know,
like
no,
the
but
kid out of East East.
that's how he says it.
All right,
I
cheers.
can't do nothing.
No one.
All right, lad.
Give them like-
Yeah, yeah.